I think I am officially live. Hello, 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 Confident Women's Community. Julie here. Wow, long awaited to come in here to do a live training. Um, just been last week was a challenge with internet, and it has started again this week. Still internetly challenged, if that's a word. Anyways, thanks for hanging in there with me. I say I got two sets of eyeballs on me. I would love to know who's watching. Please shoot me a message. Say hello. I am actually over at my sister's house. Thank God she lives nearby and has internet. And I'm sitting in her bedroom because the air conditioning in her house went out. And this is the only room that is cool in her house. So we've all been challenged. But this is just how much I love you guys, and I really want to share this training that I've been, planning to give to you since last week, but just literally haven't been able to hold a signal strong enough to do a full live without getting kicked out. So, without further ado, today is the day we're going to be covering the very first step in my confidence blueprint, which is awareness. Okay, so the confidence blueprint, what is that? It's something that I created over the years of coaching, especially working on my own self-discovery journey. It's a breakdown of the process that I've identified for myself, for my clients, that are actual steps that you can take to change that helps me and my clients gain confidence in any area of life. And it can be applied to building confidence in relationships, your career, your finances, your health, body confidence, you name it. The steps are all the same. And that's why I think there's a lot of value in just talking about the very first step. And I'm going to do each step weekly trainings just to kind of roll this whole confidence blueprint out to the group because I like to share my content. I like to share what I know with you, and hopefully it'll touch somebody's life and make a difference for one of you. And that's really what I'm here for. So, anyhow, the confidence blueprint consists of 6 steps. So, the first one is awareness. That's what we're on right now. Acceptance, forgiveness, redefining and rewriting, and we'll talk about what that is, deciding and taking massive action, and finally, becoming the transformation that you desire. Okay, so just I know I have a lot of new people in here, and I always like to kind of share where I'm coming from. So for years, I struggled with self confidence. On the outside, I looked like I had it all together. I was pretending to be someone I wasn't so I could be accepted, I could be liked, I could be loved. But inside, it affected every part of my life. And it turned me into a people pleasing, over-giving doormat of a partner and a friend. I was always struggling financially. When my marriage fell apart, I felt lost and confused, and my inner talk was brutal. I was embarrassed to be a grown woman in her 40s with no idea what she wanted or how she had gotten where she was. It was not pretty. I kept it all inside of me for so long, putting on this happy face, but I was so not happy on the inside. So, through all of those years, I had no energy, I had no patience, I was angry a lot of the time. I had become this bitter and resentful and bitter and resentful of others that seemed to have their lives together, right? I was always doing everything for everyone and very little, if anything, for myself, waiting for others to notice me, notice all the things I was doing, waiting for others to value me. Okay. I felt invisible. Okay. I felt invisible and lost in my own life. On top of it all, I was stuck in one soul sapping job after another, never confident of my worth at any company that I worked at. And because of that, my paycheck reflected the fact that I didn't value myself. Neither did my employers. Shock. um, but it reflected my lack of confidence in myself. That's why I'm so passionate about this. I didn't ask for what I wanted. I never spoke up for myself, and I wanted everyone to like me, so I made sure I was this easygoing, person who never rocked the boat. So if any of this sounds familiar, there's no it's no surprise that you're watching this video or listening to this video because, like attracts like. It's like the people who follow me and listen to what I put out there usually are similar to me. So it's just how it is. So I looked around my life back then with so much disappointment. I just kept thinking, how did I get here? How did I get here? And I traced it back, to so many limiting beliefs that I had that came from my childhood, some of them, around what I could do, what I couldn't do, beliefs around my body, my worth, how to fit in, how I got love, and all of that. And as I kept tracing it back, all these feelings of self-doubt and I'm not good enough isms, I realized that they showed up in every single area of my life. It was at home, at school, in my relationships, my job, in the mirror, everywhere. Okay, so, and I wasn't aware of any of these beliefs until I was well into my 40s. Okay, so I was scared that I was running out of time, but I I finally turned things around by taking the time to focus on myself and figure out what was going on for me, but I needed to make myself a priority to be able to do that. So I actually shifted all my attention from others and brought it back to myself. And with that focus and deep work, that's where this confidence blueprint was really born. Okay, it was all the steps that I took to heal myself, and that's what I've been using to work with my clients ever since. So again, I'm going to be doing this over the next 7 weeks, so this is the first of 7. And all the areas of my life that I struggle boil down to a lack of confidence, 100%. That's, like I said, why I'm here today to share this information with you, because I know how life changing it can be to be truly confident in yourself. I mean, there's just nothing like it. Okay, so on to the awareness. Okay, so the very first step again in the confidence blueprint is becoming aware. After all, you really can't change anything unless you're aware of it. Okay, and so much of what goes on for all of us is happening beneath the surface. Okay, we're not even conscious of it. Our lives are made up of routines, habits, and behaviors that all come from our past experiences that shaped what we think of ourselves and what we believe about ourselves. Okay. So, how do you become aware of what's keeping you stuck? Okay. How do you uncover beliefs that have been buried deep within your subconscious for decades? You know? So, my answer to that is decide that you want to first. Okay? You have to make yourself a priority to start, okay? Here's how to do it. Look around your life. Okay? Just look around your life. What are you unhappy with? Okay? Ask yourself that. What are you unhappy with? Or what could be better in your life? What are you disappointed about? And where are you unfulfilled in your life? Or where do you feel lost or trapped or hopeless or bored or irritated? Okay, these are just some places to start looking around, finding those beliefs and thought patterns. Okay, so start looking in obviously the things that are going great in your life, we don't need to fix those. Those are good. Okay, but think about the places where you're disappointed, you're less than happy. Okay, again, these are the places to start looking. And by looking, what I mean is, what are your thoughts around these areas of your life, these situations, these circumstances? When you think about, for example, if you're in a relationship, when you think about your relationship, what are the first thoughts that come up? Are they happy thoughts? Or are they meh, right? Just maybe jot down what you think about your relationship. Take out a sheet of paper and say, okay, relationships, how do I feel? Because not every area of your life needs work, but maybe one area. Okay. So, what are you telling yourself about, and within the relationship, what are you telling yourself about your partner? What are you telling yourself about the type of relationship that you have? Or maybe you don't have a relationship and you think you want a relationship, yet you find yourself single. This is another area, another way to look at it. It's like, how do I show up? What's the energy I'm putting out? Okay. When you think about your health or your body or your weight, what are you telling yourself? What are your thoughts? What are the immediate thoughts that come up? And these thoughts run on the regular, they run on autopilot. Okay, but you just got to become aware because we can actually become aware of our thoughts. We actually have the ability to do that. Okay, so again, around your body or your weight, what are you telling yourself? What are your thoughts that immediately come to mind when I mention that? Okay, now let's go to your finances. When you think about your finances, okay, how does that make you feel? Just even thinking of the word finances or money or abundance. Like, how does that make you feel? What comes up for you? What are the first thoughts that pop into your head there? Make note of it. Because that's the first step is to figure out what are my thoughts around this, right? And we can run those thoughts through different filters too. But let me keep going. If you really want to take charge of your life and create some massive changes, then you must become aware of what is. And what is what's happening right now in your mind around these different areas of your life. What are you thinking about it? And again, once you get aware, you can start making changes. But first, you got to get the awareness. Okay, so keep moving here. We have a loop of thoughts around every area of our life. Okay, our relationship, our jobs, our health, our finances, whatever. What's possible, what's not possible for us. We all have thoughts around everything, right? But thoughts are just thoughts. They're just a string of words that you say to yourself in your mind. And the thing is that if you say that string of words or that thought enough to yourself, it becomes a belief. It becomes what you actually believe. Okay, that's how beliefs are formed, right? Words strung together are thoughts, and those become beliefs. Okay. And then that belief is what we end up seeing our life through, the filter that we see our life through, right? Our beliefs affect what we see in life. For example, I believe the world is filled with amazing, loving, caring people. Maybe you don't believe that, but I believe that. And guess what kind of people I meet all the time? I meet amazing, loving, caring people. Is it because that's what I'm looking for? Absolutely. That's how our minds work. Like I use this example all the time. It's like, look around the room where you're in right now. I love this. I think this is a great example of how our brains work. So look around your room and look and find everything in the room that's blue. Okay, blue. What's blue in your room? Okay, now close your eyes. And what in your room is red? You don't know because you were looking for blue. Okay, it's like what we focus on, what we think about, what we believe, we find in our lives. Like, have you ever been shopping for a new car? Like you're looking at a new Jeep, let's just say. And you think immediately, and I know this happens to me every time I look for a new car. I'm like, oh, I don't see many of those on the road. That's a cool car. I've not seen that before. And then now that you're like, ooh, I like that car, then all of a sudden they're everywhere. The place is lousy with Jeeps, right? They're everywhere. It's like that's how our minds work, right? Whatever you're focusing on, you're thinking about, and you're creating beliefs around. Okay, so that's actually how our minds work. Okay, here's another belief that I have. I believe everything is always working out for me. Okay. I mean, I had a rough week last week. I'm not going to lie with that, not having internet and how my whole business is around having the internet. It worked every last nerve of mine, right? And and when I'm frustrated, a lot of my stories come up and I get it. That's how life goes. But I had to keep reminding myself everything is always working out for me. And it gave me time to do some other things offline that I had been wanting to do, but I couldn't do because I was too busy with the stuff I could do online. So I got a lot accomplished, even though I didn't have the internet. Okay, so it's just how I decided to look at it. Okay, the next thing I believe is people are doing the best that they can with what they have to work with. That's how I can accept pretty much anybody because I just believe they're doing the best that they can with what they have to work with, meaning their experiences, things that have happened to them, the beliefs that they have, their environment, whatever, wherever they grew up. It's like it gives me some compassion for everybody. Okay. And that just helps me to live a happier life and not be irritated by people as much. It's like I just choose to believe that people are doing the best that they can. That's it. Okay. So I also believe that every day, in every way, I'm taking good care of my body. And in turn, it takes good care of me. And this belief drives my behavior of feeding my body healthy foods, drinking plenty of water, moving my body regularly, as well as getting plenty of sleep, right? So, right there, the belief is driving my behavior, right? So, that's why this is so important to get aware of what your beliefs are so that you can shift and change the ones that aren't serving you, that really are keeping you stuck where you are, okay? Again, thoughts create beliefs that drive behavior and habits. Okay, that's how it works. Now, if you're in the habit of not taking care of yourself, for example, this is an opportunity for you to gain some awareness as to why that is and get curious about what you're telling yourself. Okay, ask yourself, what am I telling myself is more important than me? Because if you're not taking care of yourself, you have a story around how important you are in your life somehow. Okay. And I know this because I'm a recovering people pleaser. I didn't used to think I was that important either. But come to find out, I am. I'm a very important person and I'm a key part of this universe, just like you are. Okay. And that's what I want you to recognize, that you are valuable, not for what you do, but just because you are. You're valuable, period. Get some awareness around that. Okay. Again, become a detective in your own life, the observer, right? Collecting information without judgment or criticism, right? Try and be kind to yourself while you're going through this process of gaining awareness. And the thing is once you're gaining awareness in one area of life, what ends up happening is you're going to gain awareness in all areas of life. That's actually a bonus of doing any of this work. You think you may be working on your health, and then you discover so much more about yourself over here in your relationships or around your finances, right? It opens up everything because once you turn up your awareness, you just are more aware. You're not on autopilot anymore. You're actually checking in and paying attention to your life. That's what this is all about, right? So here are some questions to get you started that you can journal around. And if you like, I can put these in the notes underneath so that you don't have to write them down here, but you may want to. Here's just some ideas. Are you happy with this life? Just answer that question, right? And you can start going from there. Here's another question. Do you put on a good show for everyone around you? Do you often reflect on or regret things that you haven't done? This is just things to kind of get your mind working, getting into some awareness here. How are you sabotaging yourself? How are you sabotaging yourself? Are you making promises to yourself and then breaking them? What is it? And then you can start going down another layer, okay? How are you avoiding looking at something that maybe you're doing? How are you avoiding? What are you filling that void or numbing down with? Is it Netflix? Are you binge eating? Are you drinking a lot? Are you sleeping a lot? How are you avoiding looking at what's going on in your life? Okay, just get some awareness around that. What are you doing with your time, really? And is it serving you? Okay. What uncomfortable emotions or feelings do you have on a regular basis? Just pay attention. Do you kind of always feel a little bored, a little grumpy, or just a little disappointed? I mean, how do you feel? Check in on how you feel because that's a map to what's going on for you. Okay. How is your inner self communicating with you through your body? Now, I wanted to throw this in because sometimes I think the best way for us to gain awareness is to come at it from a physical standpoint because our bodies are always talking to us. And like for example, when I feel anxious, I feel something right in the top of my stomach, like right in my solar plexus, like right in this area when I know something is off. Even before I'm even conscious that something is off, I feel that. It's like that feeling in the pit of your stomach. Well, the pit of my stomach is actually up here. It's not low, it's a little higher, but I feel it there. And that's an indicator to me. It's like something's up. Something's going on for me. I'm I don't feel good about something. And that gives me an opportunity and a cue to go start searching. And that usually leads me to picking up my journal and just writing down, how am I feeling right now? What do I need right now? What am I not giving myself right now? What am I saying no to that I could be saying yes to? Right? Just getting curious. Any way that you can come at yourself, whether it's physical, I don't know, because I know, just like I said, for me, when it always comes to me physically first. That's actually my first cue. It's always in my gut. So maybe that will work for you. But again, how is your inner self communicating with you through your body? For example, are you tired? Are you sad? Do you feel anxious? Do you feel lazy? Do you feel stressed out? Or do you have physical pain? Do you have pain in your back, pain in your neck, pain in your shoulder, stomach upset? Just pay attention. Just really just pay attention. Again, you can't do any of this unless you dedicate some time to you. So you've got to get quiet. You got to get focused on yourself. Just start asking yourself some questions. Okay. That's what I have for you with this awareness training. I would love to hear what came up for any of you in going through any of these questions, asking yourself these questions, or just, checking in with yourself. I'd love to hear what you came up with. And also, I have a great tool that I can offer to you to help you gain some awareness around your body so that you can connect deeply with your body, making health and weight release effortless. So that's something I can share with you. It's a freebie. So if anybody would like that, please drop your favorite emoji underneath this video and just say yes or whatever you want. Make a comment saying, yes, I would love that. It's actually something to help you connect with your body. It'll help you bring some awareness around your body. And if you're like me, physically getting connected to your body will lead to awareness in other areas of your life. So that may be a good gateway for you. So if you want that, say yes or drop me a funny emoji or something cool or whatever. Comment underneath this video and say yes, please, so that I can get that to you. Okay. That's what I have for you today. Thank you for listening and for being so patient for this training coming. Like it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. But next week will be around acceptance. But I'll be putting some other things in this week to help you key into the awareness. I'll keep reminding you of the awareness. And again, I always love to hear from you. I don't like just talking to myself. So if this clicked something for you or it brought up something for you, tell me. Talk to me. I want to interact with you guys. I want to get to know all of you so much better. Okay. All right. That's what I've got. 23 minutes and 18 seconds. All right. You guys have a great rest of your day, and I will be back soon. Bye.